Hi, good morning.
Hi, good morning. How are you?
All good. How are you? All in
All good.
yellow?
Yes. Today is my yellow day. So, we are here to discuss about digital marketing and how we help. What are we doing special? And why it is you who is you in
Hmm.
terms of teaching the
Eka,
students.
before we start that,
Yeah.
I need to say this.
Yes.
Why are we doing a podcast like this? It's just to. It's not a marketing tool, to be very honest. It's a kind of enlightening or making them understand what exactly it needs to be done.
I see it more as a relative tool.
Mm-hmm.
So it creates a relation between our future students or our audiences and helps us give this freedom to just put our thoughts out there and see how it is relating, because every level it will be somewhere relating to somebody, and when it goes out there it is relative to students. A lot of students of mine has a question:
Mm-hmm.
why should I do this?
Mm-hmm.
Where do I start?
Will I lose my job? Or
Yes.
if is there any
Yes.
relevance for digital marketing by the introduction of GPT-4 and all?
Yes. And especially when it comes to their parents, because they are stemming from a different generation who hasn't seen marketing digitally per se on a daily basis. They do not understand what's the difference, why we should do it.
Mm.
That question always comes. So I'm always giving a brief to my students before we start our classes, before we start our journey together. I always give them some advice in what to look out for. So digital marketing is not just a tool or a method to do something. It is a creation of a mindset of how do you think when we say a digital marketing team. Now what who all are there? There are designers, there are social media managers, there are content writers, there are SEO specialists.
Ideation departments, everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
So these are the people. In those, among those, everybody should have that marketing mindset.
Mm.
That is what we have to step into going forward. So if you don't have that marketing mindset, you will not achieve. You might achieve your goal. You might achieve your immediate goal of providing this assignment or completing this particular task,
Mm.
but you might not have that attachment to it. Understanding the end goal, it's very important. So if you don't have that understanding, you don't have that attachment to your task. I am doing this. I will come to the office, I'll open my file, I'll start doing this and this and this, and then I'll go home. Where is the attachment?
So basically, at ProVix, from the new inquiries and from the current students, whatever we have, they all are concerned and they all have concerns about so many things which are in general.
Yeah.
And even if you Google that, that's one of the most Google questions too.
Yes.
Uh, let's not rely completely on Google. Let's be still another human. What is the right word?
Human interactions.
Human interactions are going on.
Yes.
Since you are an expert in this field, I would like to I would like you to enlighten more about this. So let's start off with what is digital marketing?
Yeah.
How is the introduction of GPT-4 and all this OpenAI tools is going to impact the future of digital marketing? Whether if it will help them gain more knowledge, or if it will affect them, because whatever they are doing right now, if it is going to affect their jobs in the future. These are the major concerns that what they usually have. So
Yes.
I thought we'll have a discussion regarding all these points, and it will enlighten them with some more knowledge, and it will enlighten them with some more understanding about what exactly it is. So over to you.
So for digital marketing, I would say it's the steps which has been taken forward to reach your customers and targeting the audience. So a lot depends on the feedback what we are receiving from the customers. So that is what I understand
Can I
digital
interrupt
marketing
you in
as.
between? I'm sorry.
Yes.
Maybe we have listeners who have absolutely no idea about what is digital marketing.
Yes.
Maybe if you could tell them,
Yes.
it might be very weird, but still, it's always something you can learn from the beginning. What exactly is digital marketing?
It is actually the previous style of marketing. When you are selling an ice cream, let's say, you are not selling an ice cream, but if you were selling an ice cream, or you start a stand or booth, a small booth, how people will know that you are there? In the previous times, walkers by, passers by, word of mouth, and you make some noise.
Television ads, theater ads.
Yeah, if you reach to that aspect, if it is a chain of ice cream stores, then yes, might be a possibility. But let's say that this is a small booth, that small kiosk of ice cream stall on the beach side. So how do you reach your customers, or how do customers reach you? How do they know about you? Passers-by who are there. Now this, if it is a smart individual, what he will do? He will give some few ice creams for free. That is promotion. Now he will tell people who are passing by, you need ice cream. Hi, you need ice cream. Do you need ice cream? I have this many
So
flavors.
it was basically, technically, it was the impossible sense of communicating stuff or things on a large scale, right?
Yes, it is
The maximum one
translating
could
it
do is
online.
like, yeah, it's like
Yes.
maximum one could do is through a television ad or a
Yes.
theater ad or announcing over the mic. It used to be like that, or maybe billboards and all that.
Yeah.
So, but still there are limitations on like.
All of that is not obsolete yet. It is still happening.
It's still there, yeah.
It has its own audience, or it has its own methods. But here, what I'm trying to reach is, if there is a brick and mortar business in the previous times where digital marketing didn't exist. So when I said that I will give you free ice creams, that is promotion. Then he will let passers-by know, I have chocolate flavor, I have this flavor, I have that chocobar, or I have this ice lollies. Now that is awareness again, and then those people goes and tells others. That is affiliate marketing. So when I name all of this, what is happening here? Whatever was happening on a smaller scale physically is now happening digitally on a much larger scale, because now we have the reach. So that is what basically digital marketing is. All the marketing steps and all the marketing methods, and using it online, and infusing it with creativity. That is what digital marketing, in my opinion, is.
Okay, in simple terms, what you meant is like communicating what product or what service you have
Yes.
on a larger scale. That communication reaches to even to the laziest person on the earth who's laid back on the bed with your mobile phone.
Exactly.
Like whatever digital spectrum you are in, you are communicating what you are, what do you do, what is your service or product, etc. So that is, in a way, is it the future, or is it already the future?
We are already in the future. We are much advanced, and due to the COVID, we have increased our advancement speed much higher, because when it came to COVID, now only way was digital. That was our connect in the disconnect. So that physical disconnect has pushed us to go and connect digitally more and much faster. Because of that, AI and generative AI has evolved much faster pace, on a much faster pace, and it has launched very quickly. Before COVID, or in the absence of COVID, that's what I think, that these AI and these kind of large language models would not have launched this quickly. So now when we have reached this point, Chat GPT-4 is nowadays much popular AI model. So it is basically a kind of generative AI, which is in the section of LLM, that is large language model. Now, what is large language model? It has a collection of huge data sets. And out of this, it has the AI infusion, which allows to filter and pick point the exact commands you're looking for, and then create a healthy mixture, unique for you. When I say unique, it is a unique
That
up
was
to a certain point.
That was actually my question to
Yes.
ask you, because it's so important, like, when you say this LLM.
Yes.
LLM, right?
LLM, yes. So it picks and chooses the information which you require. So you give a command to it and you form a question. Since it is a language model, it talks to you. It is not taking the keywords out of it. However, it is taking the keywords out of it, but it is forming it.
But
It's,
what it is telling you, there are high possibility chances what is the exact same thing that it is gonna tell me to, right?
yes. So, for example, you are looking for plants. You're looking for information, specific information about green plants can be used as hedges. Now, if I am looking for the same information too, it is very likely that ChatGPT constructs a very nice mixture of all these information, which consists of long plants, hedge plants, used in this and this region, since it knows a little bit of background information, and it always creates a form where this information should be of relevance to you because of your location, your details, like what kind of job you're doing, if you have inputted that information for, say, in ChatGPT model. So it just near to accurate, it provides you that information which is mixed for you. So this is what ChatGPT is. So it's very likely that it is giving same answer to you which it has given to me.
But isn't it a problem if it comes to, let's say, in the field of digital marketing itself? It's if we are going to focus into any businesses. If suppose, luckily, thankfully, we both work in the same
Yes.
office at ProVix, and but like in case if we are competitors,
Yes.
if I am gonna be somebody who is so advanced and I'm so into this AI tools and all,
Yes.
even you are, if we both are coming up with the same question of answers, it's going to be difficult. So how do we ensure this uniqueness?
Yes.
This is what I would like to enlighten more on this podcast, because this is what mostly people who don't know. I mean, like the
Yeah.
inquiries, the students who come to us, when they check on all these, they are more concerned about these factors. So like they know what is chat
ChatGPT.
gpt and AI, but like they don't know in real how does it works in the real world, and
Yes.
especially in the field of marketing. So
So
what is your take on it?
similar doubts my students have too. So what I tell them is, when you are forming your command, now this is a command. We see it as a question and answer back because it is a language model. We try to talk to it. Yes, you can. You can talk to it. But when you are forming a command, there is some information you have to always make sure to give that information prior. If I'm looking to refine something, if I'm looking for adding a goal to it, I'm looking for this information. Now this is the goal. Write and add copy for it. Give me certain examples. Use these real life examples. Have this kind of customer persona. Now that can be done by chain commands. So what I do is, I teach my students this all the time because they come to me with similar doubts. How do I chain command? At the end of the day, I'm just talking. So I say that imagine that ChatGPT is your colleague or is somebody who is just studying with you. Now, how you will tell them if you're telling them something which is a completely new information? I will tell you, Faris, I have a question. So I'm looking for plants and I want to put it around as hedges. Now you will ask me that why are you looking for this? Do you want to put it outside your house? Do you want to decorate it? Do you want to put it outside your business? Do you have a goal? Like, why are you doing this?
That's
You will
because
ask
I'm
me.
rational.
Exactly. This is what all humans are. So this rationality is absent, thankfully, in ChatGPT and in all the AI models so far. So we use that rationale for our advantage and we provide that information, creating a chain of commands, giving it some background information, giving it body, giving it a backbone, and providing it goals. So
I think
yeah.
we actually talked about a very good point, being about the rational part, because
Yes.
the $1,000,000 question is, mostly people, the most, the like, if I say like out of 100, around maybe 99.9% the question what I have received is digital marketing going to survive, especially the jobs in digital marketing sector going to survive because of the introduction of AI?
Yeah.
So
That
this
is the
yeah,
question.
because that's
Yes.
what people to be very honest, I reply them, what am I going to do if digital marketing dies? It's not. It's never going to die. It's just that you have to be adaptive to the technology. You have to be smart enough to adapt to know what exactly is this AI tools, how to use it. If not, you're going to lose your job because you're going to become incompetent. It's
Yes.
just that if you don't adapt, if you don't learn yourself, it used to be like the same earlier too. If we are going to stick on to, if you don't know what is beta ads, if you don't know what is, if you are going to still rely on an agency who is just going to do TV ads and commercial ads and newspaper ads, we are not going to compete with the future, or we are not going to forget about the future. We are not going to compete with the current era. I mean the current agencies, current work.
Yeah.
In order to perform better, in order to give more value to our clients and our businesses, it has to be definitely into the technology. We have to smart enough to understand the technology, how to use the technology, how to train the technology.
Yeah.
So the more smarter you are, the more efficient you are, or the more you have to become more competent. You have to learn how
Yes.
to use this.
Humans
So
are adaptable. This
do
is
you
our
face
human
that question
nature.
whether you
I
like
do. I do. This is an ages long question, I would say. When supercomputer came in,
just like how why did Kattappa kill Bahubali?
yes, exactly. That is the age long question. Like, would that take over my job? Happened when supercomputer came in. Happened when new Windows, new updates, new different advancement in tech comes. All kind of engineering background, architecture background, every
Even when the
industry.
introduction of computers were introduced.
Yes, they were so worried. Account calculator came in, and accountants were worried. So, yes, that is a question which is valid, because I don't disregard any of the concerns of my students. What I try to do is give them an option.
It has to come because they are rational.
Yes, that is what.
ChatGPT won't be worried about that question.
Yes.
They are rational. They think a lot from all 360 degrees. They have to ask that question. Yes, sir.
Exactly. So this is how human evolution depends upon. So we ask questions, we understand what we can do different, and how we can overachieve it or overcome it. So I always teach my students how to leverage any new tool coming within this kind of industry. So all of the industries have advancement at some point. Every industry faces this kind of new tools incoming. For digital marketing, when it happens to have more impact, because this is an AI based model. Now it is more, it takes away from the day to day mundane tasks of writing content and long, lengthy copies, and all this information share. It takes away from there. But it is a tool which will help you in order to achieve your tasks, goals much faster. So when it happens, when I am teaching my students, I also tell them one advanced, like one very important, crucial step of learning is observation. So how do you learn when you learn something? Driving, cooking. Since you are from a law background, when you learn to make your first argument, how did you learn it?
Observation, basically, finding out what the problem is.
Yes.
And then it comes.
Yes,
Thank
observing
God
it.
I'm not GPT-4. I'm human.
Yes, observing it. So you are observing who are experts in this field doing that, what they are doing. This is what the importance, or this is what the benefit of an agency integrated course. You get to observe. You will learn theory all day long, and it will help you. It will, like, all the education system is theory based. It will help you, but up to a certain point. Why every job seeker out there requires experience? Because they got a chance to observe the experts. That is what's special about agency integrated courses.
So we don't
in
have
my
to worry
opinion.
about ProVix at all, right? So because
Yes.
there has to be somebody to let them know how does it work, instead of them going and asking how does it
Yes.
work through GPT-4. So
Yes.
our jobs are also saved.
Exactly. And the thing is, when we are teaching our students, I give more focus on when they are observing me. What is your mode? You're going for convenience.
Huh.
And what I wanted to ask is, why do you prefer, which mode do you prefer to educate
Huh.
your students,
Any way
and
which is
why?
convenient to them, because it's uh, I think those days are gone where we have to go to a school or college or a gurukul where that have to sit focused. No, it's about learning. How do you learn? Like, do you think like what the important lessons that you have learned from your life is through your school or college? No, it's
No.
from your experiences.
When I'm focused, I don't understand anything.
Exactly, it's from our experiences that what
Yes.
we learn mostly. So it's not about how we learn, but to the ease of it. At ProVix we do that. Like, we have offline and online classes as well. But like
Hmm.
most of the students, they do come into online because it's a very fast world.
Yes.
It's a fast moving world, and we can't complain that you don't find time to do this. Like, no, if definitely there is time for everything for anybody, but it's all about their choices.
Hmm.
So in order to have that kind of choices, you have to compromise something.
Yeah.
So what we need to do is, like, we have to give them that adapting power.
Mhm.
Like, even though without compromising much on your choices,
Mhm.
you still have to find a little time to understand how does this work, to have that learning curve. So like here, like it's mostly we are focusing on the online courses.
Mhm.
We have this 1 hour session a day.
Yeah.
It's like, how like 1 hour session a day for five days. It's a 1 2 month course.
And where do you see success? Like comparing to the students who have attended, these kind of classes. Maybe at ProVix, maybe not.
See, at ProVix, the best part, what I believe, is like we have our agency background.
Yes.
So it's not just the theory that we are going to focus in. It's
Mhm.
not just, and there are limitations in, when we do online sessions. There are limitations to make them understand how does exactly work.
Yeah.
But we have worked on a formula, and our brilliant team have worked out on a formula. Like, how do we intersect both?
Yes.
Right, so
The
just
power
like
of observation.
exactly, just like this kind of conversations we have.
Yes.
Yeah, right now we are talking about the stuff which we know already.
Yes. So, yes, taking from there, online, yes, there is a portion where a large portion of the entire course is covered online as well as an option, which I think majority of my students choose that. And their reasons for choosing this is, I'm working somewhere, I want to have this kind of parallel approach where I'm studying something else and I'm getting to learn this as well. Or portion of they might be in their major, or they might be doing their MBA or something which is relative to marketing field.
Why do you think, I'm sorry to
Yes.
interrupt you, why
Yeah.
do you think when we talk about these conveniences, it
Yeah.
is more convenient to have a recorded class session?
Mhm.
Why do you think online is a little more better than a recorded class session?
Then again, now we will come back to that chat GPT to human interaction, because when it is even online, when it is directly from a tutor, what you get with you or me, what I do personally is, if I have a doubt from a student on my online class, I will use my experience. So that experience is the thing which comes out. Unless and until that doubt is not put forth, I will not get an opportunity to share my experience, which can relate to them. And this has been age old saying that when you learn through experience, that is the thing which will remain with you forever. So if you share by somebody's experience, if you are like, your grandpa is telling you that I was going on the bicycle and then I fell down and my knee got completely bruised and all that. So as a child, that will affect you more than you reaching to a point where you're actually falling. So it will give you more impact rather than him coming and telling, don't go like that, you might get a bruise.
Iktai, like, we discussed quite a lot of stuff right here. Like, we discussed about digital marketing, we discussed about the GPTs, whether if it's like the job or not, and we even discussed about the traditional marketing where you actually belong to, your age.
Oh my goodness, really?
No,
Cut that.
no, when compared to that point, I'm actually, like, I forgot about that.
Yes.
No, when talking about all that, I wanted to talk about. I wanted to understand a little more, to especially to our, students. Uh, those It's not, digital marketing is not just about this meta ads or
Yes.
the use of meta.
Mhm.
There's a concept called, there used to be a concept called growth hacking, performance oriented marketing, performance marketing. It's still
Yes.
there, but it comes with new terms. But like,
Exactly.
It's all about this business intelligence right now. It's
Yes.
about this business intelligence and how does it impact or how does it actually work and how does it, because these are the ones that is more relevant now and for the future. So what is your take on it?
So, business intelligence is something which is applicable to all aspects of digital marketing. At some or the given point, you can apply business intelligence here, you can apply business intelligence in research, you can apply business intelligence in predictability of what kind, how your ads are going to perform. Why that is possible? Because business intelligence is not new. I don't consider that as new, but it is the application of it, where to apply it. That is something which is being seen recently. More towards your age, we would say. Okay.
Good
Now I
comeback.
think you're
Good
happy.
comeback. Good
Yes,
comeback.
yes. I'll take a chocolate for that later. So, when it comes to business intelligence, it allows us to see, even with the meta ads. I know that meta ads or any kind of Google ads or anything provide a good range of predictability and good range of filtering and targeting the right audience. But when it comes to business intelligence, it allows us to see how that is going to perform in real life because it has feedback. It majority of the business intelligences are depending upon the feedback from what actually happened. So when you see that information on your screen with the graphs and with all the details out there, I love information. I love to see all the information right there, and I love a lot of feedback because it really makes me talk to my customer before even picking up the phone and talking to them. And it gives me so much in-depth knowledge of what they might require before even they can communicate that to me. So that gives me so much freedom in understanding exactly where I can land my product or service, or where I can land this particular brand for this particular goal. Because now, with business intelligence, I have a higher rate of predictability.
You know what? You
Yeah.
just covered this 10 to 15 years gap in just 2 minutes.
Yes,
Well, it's
indeed.
brilliant, right? Because
Yes.
the time people used to spend, even the smart brains behind, like when they had nothing of this sort, and how they used to crack all of this. And right now, it's all about knowing how to make use of these kind of tools.
You remember
Is,
these
is,
kind of
is,
people
is
used to be.
marketing little easy these days, to be very honest?
Now it is getting. All the AI tools are making this marketing easier, helping people. Get their jobs done faster, get their tasks done faster. A lot of time consumed out of research. You remember those days when people would be coming into the house and asking you information and
Data
writing those
collection. Like
data
this
down.
alpha stage of data collection.
Yes, yes, yes. And as a kid, I used to freak out from those people who say, "Who is knocking at the door?" So this is just the form which is now translated online because it is so convenient and it is online. It has the history of what you have done before, what you have looked for, what is your patterns, what are your steps you usually take to reach this goal of purchasing something, what are your influences. Now, coming through this to customer persona, that is something which is the, how do I say it? That is the nuclear bomb which we can literally go and just blast, and that is what your customers
Can
will
you come
see.
up with a different phrase? Nuclear bomb? Seriously?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mm, I can say that that is exactly that light at the end of the tunnel, let's say. That focused marketing is possible due to this in-depth customer persona. Previous days was like, who is your customer? Person who needs this? You remember those days when it used to be those brick and mortar business. Initially, when I started this digital marketing 15 years ago, it was just starting in 2002, 2000.
You're quite old.
Yeah.
15 years ago, it seems.
Yes, yes, this hair is just not colored. So, what I am saying here is when I saw this rise in digital marketing, personas used to be so basic. Who is your customer? When I'll ask the client or I'll ask any business owner, they will say customer is the one who needs it. Due to business intelligence in nowadays, which we have been using, in with all the AI tools available out there, a collection of it, it allows us to, which I teach my students on a daily basis, is to use this kind of compilation of this AI and create customer persona, which is 5 to 6 pages long. You live a life, live a day in the life of your customer. What influences them? What they see? What makes them click that button? What are their needs? When they have this need, what were their pressers? What pressed them to have this needs?
How to communicate all those, yeah?
That what they see, which channels to be on. Then
That's the front end part.
exactly. So what they see is something provides me with the information that which channels I should be putting my products at. Then if they say that this is my need, so that I know now that is the solution, that is the product or service which I teach my students. But when they say that why they will choose you, not any other competition out there, that is because what are their pressures. Now you want to go to a school, your parents would be the one which will be your pressor. You should take this course, you should do this, you should join this school. Why? Then this more details come out that that has trust, this is an old school, this is a very goodwill, this goodwill is too much, and this is a very renowned school. So that is banking upon the goodwill of that. So it comes through that. So because of this collection of AI modules which we have now, we have created our own business intelligence method, which I teach actively to all the students. And with the agency integration, it really helps them to see when it is applied for that accurate client. Because as a digital marketer, after this course, when I go and do my job, first day at my job, what I'll do, I'll look into the files from the clients. Because of the agency integration and that kind of exposure which this provides, I will see that and it will make sense to me. It won't be like the boring first day, I don't get it, I will need some time to reach there. Day one, they are there.
It's like Power BI on the back end,
Yes.
GPT is on the front end as your teammates, marketing skills, smart brains who's adapted, who has this competitiveness to learn all this GPT, and with ProVix, game on.
The application of it with
The
ProVix.
experience and the application of
Yes,
it.
the
And the rational
application.
side, and putting the
Rationals
most
in place.
important part is they're putting all the rational part in it.
Yes. So because of ProVix and this kind of agency integration, they get this application of it. Now I have the skills. I have learned to use this. I have learned to use that. How do I apply? This is what we practice with them. So this is the practicals before their experience starts.